What's rubbish is you believing this is 93 million miles away. Tell me, why would you see anything at that distance? I see an airplane in the sky at a high enough altitude and it becomes a speck, but you can see the sun 93 million miles away? Well, you see, there's this thing called scale. The sun happens to be incredibly, absolutely, ridiculously massive. Now, someone in the comments of this post actually calculated exactly how much more big, that's good grammar, someone calculated how much bigger the sun is than the plane. And they wrote, so I calculated this, and the sun's volume is about 1.4 times 10 to the power of 17 kilometers cubed, which is about 1.4 times 10 to the power of 25 meters cubed. A Boeing 777 is 160 meters cubed. Dividing these two gave me 8.7, it's actually 8,75 E39, or 8,75 times 10 to the power of 39, which is almost 9 duodecillion. The sun is 9 duodecillion times bigger than an airplane. For context, a trillion is 10 to the power of 12. A duodecillion is an octillion times greater than a trillion. And then they gave sources. So scale basically is what the point here was, is that the sun is immensely larger than an airplane. And airplanes are pretty big and you can see them from pretty far away. So that's how we can see the sun from so far away. Special thank you to my YouTube members and patrons for supporting the channel and supporting my content. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we're going to be once again returning to r/insanepeople Facebook. And also, this is the last video that is going to take place in this apartment, because technically, as of last video coming out, we will have already moved, but I'm recording a couple in advance. So we will actually have been living in our new apartment for a week by the time this video comes out. But yeah, this is the last video you're going to see this apartment in, which is also why it's looking a bit empty and bare. And also, Leo is trying to wave in the background. Your hand was in shot. So yeah, say goodbye to the apartment, basically. And then things might be a little bit chaotic over the course of us getting everything set up. So the videos might be a bit weird before I figure out where I want the camera and setup to be. But like, stuff and things. Let's get into the subreddit, shall we? How to defeat the chemtrails on a hot sunny day. Get a tea towel, soak in cheap clear vinegar, then hang it on the washing line. I don't know why I'm reading this on an American accent, because it's Chemtrails UK, but I'm on my third go today. The sky was completely covered in that milky white crap, so I did my tea towel thing twice, and an hour later they were gone. Don't know if they noticed the huge hole I made in their chemtrailing, but they came back, so one more go should dissipate these few in half an hour. Something about the vinegar neutralizes or alkalizes them. I've cleared a massive hole of just clear blue sky right above me for the most of the afternoon now. If we all do it, the amount of money they're wasting on these chemtrails, and we can zap them all out with tea towels soaked in clear vinegar. There's a few things that we just gotta point out. Okay, first of all, chemtrails, not real. Obviously, just a real important point to put out there. They're not real. Second of all, vinegar doesn't alkalize anything, because vinegar is very acidic. Very acidic. Vinegar isn't it will neutralize alkalines, but it's not neutralizing things by alkalizing them. Also, that's not how toxins work. If for whatever reason you did actually believe that there were toxins being put out by chemtrails, vinegar wouldn't just solve that and neutralize it. If anything, you'd want something like carbon, which would trap it. Carbon very often used to neutralize a lot of toxins. So just all around, none of it's correct. None of it. Even the faux science of it's something to do with the vinegar alkalizing it. No, it's not. My son's teacher refuses to help him wipe. Is that normal? So my son is 4 and is in pre-K. Today when he got home, he informed me that his teacher will not help him wipe his butt, which really aggravates me. Yes, he is learning how to wipe his butt, but he's 4, so obviously he doesn't always do the best and can't get it all. Thankfully, he didn't have any streaks in his underwear or left on his butt today, but if he comes home like that at any time, I feel like I'm going to have a discussion with the teacher. Mums that have kids in pre-K, do your kids teachers help wipe their butt? I feel like it's not normal for a pre-K teacher to refuse to help 4-year-olds to wipe their butt. Actually, that's completely normal. If your child is going to pre-K or preschool or whatever it is called wherever you live, they should be toilet trained. Especially a 4-year-old. A 4-year-old should be fully toilet trained if you're sending him to preschool. Just saying, that's how it works at the very least in England, and reading through the comments on this post, that's also how it works in America. I would feel more uncomfortable if I had a 4-year-old son and teachers were just okay with wiping their butts. I'd feel more uncomfortable with that. I don't really want that to just be a widely accepted thing. I'll be honest. I, a mum and grandmother with no criminal history, have lived like this since J6. The box on my ankle holding me inside the house, unable to live. In 13 days, the government will force me to endure a 51 sentence because the last 3 years of confinement means nothing. Right, so basically, this was a woman that attended the January 6th insurrection, you know? An attempted insurrection, attempting to overthrow the election of a lawfully elected president, okay? And there's so many funny things to point out about this post. First of all, she says, I, a mum and grandmother, as if, 1, being a mum means you can't be sentenced for crimes, and 2, her children rely on her, but she's a grandmother, which means her children are old enough to be looking after their own kids. So already a moot point. She also says, with no criminal history, as if you just get one free severe crime. Like, I haven't committed any crimes before, but I did murder a guy, but because it's my first crime, I get this one free. Like, also not how it works. But my final point is, yeah, keep crying about it. You attended an insurrection. The f are we supposed to say about that? Are like, oh, it's okay that you attended an insurrection because you're a mum and grandmother and that makes it all okay. Like, no, stay mad. Go to jail. You attended an insurrection. Sucks to be you, I guess, but you attended an insurrection, so like, get f***ed. Got no pity. I've got no pity for someone going to jail for committing a crime. Holy crap. Y'all, when someone identifies, I'll have my service dog with me, it is never okay to ask, is it a real service dog? Jesus Christ. Sincerely, Lynn and Zoe. Yeah, with your crossed legs and cute shoes, it definitely seems like she's a service dog. Why would anyone question this? Did I miss the memo where disabled people with service dogs aren't allowed to wear nice shoes? Is this a rule I missed? Leo, have you heard of this rule? Is that something I missed? I don't know, they just look like nice, suede black shoes. But nah, she's not allowed to wear them because she's disabled, right? So of course the service dog's not a real service dog. That's how that works, obviously. Disabled people can't wear fashionable clothes. Duh. I can't possibly understand how anybody would reply with that and go, yes, this is a reply I want to send. This makes sense. Tory MP's anti-trans man in a wig comments recorded as hate incident by the police. It is a man in a wig and a dress. That's a picture of the Tory MP. I mean, this is evidence that transvestigation and transphobia hurts everyone, not just trans people. But I don't know, it's kind of ironic coming from the trans people that, once again, they're not able to identify trans or cis people. You know, that crowd that always goes on about how they can always tell? And it would be the Tory MP making transphobic comments is the one that people can't tell as well. It's just layers of stupidness and irony. Jason Kelsey is an androgynous born female married to a male to female. Jason asterisk what are they? Why have they written J-son asterisk? Has a full-faced implant to hinder her gender. No matter how much steroids you give them, a woman cannot play in the NFL. I'm sorry to break it to you. That's not true. As a matter of fact, the NFL are all female to males. All athletes are inverted, which is televised. Not college, but professional sports. No, but I've never seen a conspiracy go so far as to say all athletes are trans. Every single athlete is trans. This destroys the trans people in a sports argument because all athletes are trans. Wow. Phenomenal. My amazing wife got me the one thing I wanted for Christmas. 400 rounds of 30-06. I'm not bragging. I'm letting all my allies know we are prepared to fight and die for our freedom. It'd be my greatest honor to die next to y'all patriots fitting this tyranny. The system is rigged. I'm prepared physically, mentally, and spiritually for 1776 to commence again. And I know there are millions of y'all. We will have to stand together to fight this evil. Who will fight with me? Who else has no fear? I love y'all. God bless. God, the spelling and grammar in this whole post was atrocious. You have no fear, he says. I have no fear. Who else has no fear? Which is why I've needed to stock up on 400 rounds of ammunition for when the war breaks out. This is the same crowd that told people that wearing masks was them living in fear, but they're stocking up on ammunition in preparation of this imaginary war that's gonna break out. Like, this is living in fear. If you feel the need to stock up on ammunition because you want to be prepared for the war, you're living in fear. Newsflash, that's living in fear. My @Delta flight from Phoenix appears to be flying migrants who cross the border and are being shipped to New York. When I asked a Delta representative if this was the case, his response was, "What does it matter? They're humans too." What is happening? Now, the most telling part here is that at no point anywhere in this post did she state that they were illegal migrants, meaning these are people who have legally migrated to the country and are getting on a flight to go to their new homes that they are legally permitted to go to. So her attempt at dehumanizing them and acting like someone who works on the flight saying they're humans too is an outlandish, crazy thing to say. Like, they are humans and they have legally migrated to the United States. Obviously, illegal migrants are also humans too, but the fact of the matter is, these ones are legal. She's not even arguing that they've migrated there illegally. She just has a problem with migrants. It's just straight up racism. That's all it is. It's just racism. The fact that Disney Plus will release a movie about a girl getting pregnant by the devil in a one-night stand, but Disney, Amazon, Netflix, and Hulu all refuse to stream Sound of Freedom should tell you everything you need to know. Now, the first thing to mention is that there is in fact a film on Disney Plus about a girl getting pregnant by the devil, but it's also a film about her battling said devil and the devil being the bad guy. So, like, you know, obviously they wouldn't know that though because they haven't watched the movie, because they don't actually care about nuance, they just care about whiplash anger. But also, there was some comments about the movie that they're referencing that they want to be streamed on these things, The Sound of Freedom or whatever, because it goes a lot deeper than it just being this movie that places aren't streaming. I mean, obviously it's an alt-right propaganda video, so like I have no issues with that not being streamed in places. However, it goes deeper than that. So this person commented, Sound of Freedom, a sensationalized portrayal of Tim Ballard, the former CEO of an anti-child sex trafficking company that was an apparent scam in order to enrich himself, and who has 5 former employees accusing him of raping them. To which someone else said, isn't someone else in the movie also in trouble for sexually assaulting a minor? So, it's projection. It's always projection, and it will always be projection. But the fact of the matter is, The Sound of Freedom is an incredibly toxic movie, perpetrating incredibly toxic views and starring incredibly toxic people. It is in nobody's best interest for that film to be shown anywhere. And the final post, another example of flat earthers just not understanding scale. If the Earth were really a sphere, from a pilot's point of view, the horizon would always tend to go down. Meanwhile, in reality, the horizon always remains at eye level, only possible if the Earth is flat and a level plane. Not true, but go off, I guess. First of all, they don't understand scale, and they never understand scale, okay? Because the scale of a plane in comparison to the Earth, the plane is incredibly minuscule and the Earth is incredibly large, okay? So the amount of curvature you would see in comparison to the size of a plane would be insanely small. Insanely small. The other point is, of course the horizon always stays level when you always fly perpendicular to the curvature of the Earth, okay? Say this is a globe and this is a plane. Planes don't fly in a straight line or they would leave the globe, okay? They fly around it. They keep the horizon always in the same point because they're always slightly rotating. And that's really, really not a hard concept to grasp. The fact of the matter is, gravity does most of the heavy lifting in regards to keeping a plane always flying in parallel to the ground. And it's a really, really easy thing to comprehend when you're not a flat earther. And that's where I'm gonna end the video. I hope you have all enjoyed. If you would like to support me in making more content like this, then I have a Patreon in the description down below, or equally you can click on that join button on the channel to support me. It helps a lot more than you might realize, but by no means should you feel like you have to. I'm going to keep making content regardless. Special thank you to all of the incredible, wonderful, amazing people that do support my Patreon and are YouTube members on my YouTube channel. All of your names are up on screen right now, and it genuinely means so much to me that all of you are there. So many of you have been consistent for such a long time, so like, I genuinely appreciate it so much. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.